How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific 3 Eastern, Sundays 3 Pacific 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it's Wednesday on the show. You know what that means? I made it today. It's been a rough last 20 minutes, but I'm here on the air. We got a lot to talk about here today. Lance Storm is going to be joining us. We're going to open with an update on Filthy Tom Lawler, and then we have a lot of news. Got a big update on Peacock and WWE. What's going on with PLEs going forward? We've been talking about it for the last several days, and I got a lot confirmed. We're going to talk about that. Got updates on the G1 semifinals and finals. We got notes on the Wrestlemania attendance. Mercedes Mone going for another title. She didn't have enough already. We got WWE star switching brands. We got Collision and SmackDown results. We got WWE Speed, which remains a mystery, including to the champion. We've got Dynamite coming up tonight, which is the go-home show for Forbidden Door. And, or not Forbidden Door, whatever it is. Yeah, it is Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door, August 24th. We got Forbidden Door and Heat Wave coming up on the same day. This coming Sunday. And then we've got the NXT report from last night as well, which I got a lot to talk about when it comes to that show. So anyway, a lot to get into here today. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. F4WOnline@gmail.com is the email. I'm F4WOnline, Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. At Bryan Alvarez on X and Blue Sky. I'm not sure how much time we'll have for text messages, but give it a try anyway. Back in a moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. It is the annual Christmas show. We have Big Vinny V as always, who's wearing a hat.
Can confirm.
Sean is here as always. He is not festive at all.
I forgot my hat.
Granny is here. Granny, what's going on?
Hello.
Craig is here, not festive at all.
Yep.
And we have Filthy Tom. Oh, boy. Should we do shots now?
No.
I think I should probably watch this for a second. Oh, my God. Granny is doing a joyride.
I thought they were going to be here.
A box of tissues. Clearly that was for Vinny.
Scotty's.
How dare you? Yeah!
Who is this? My guest?
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
John in Memphis is on the air, and he is hammered. I'm a cool guy, right? I'm invited to the barbecue. God damn it!
Merry Christmas!
I got sober up for this call.
Yes.
That's a girl.
Oh, is this Harley Cameron? I love you.
No, I even put
I
on the
love you.
American accent.
It is? Everyone shut up.
Hold on.
You are the most talented performer in the entire business.
Yes, man.
What are you doing in pro wrestling?
First of all, you've been far too generous and kind, and I appreciate you.
I don't think I've ever seen Vinny that happy before.
Bro, ladies and
Yeah, I'm
gentlemen,
going for the
welcome to the show today here with Filthy Tom Lawler and the Goon Squad.
Tom, what are you doing?
I gotta pee.
Well, go pee then. Don't do it on air.
Hola,
Way to go.
Hola?
¿cómo estás?
Is this the Beast Mortos? Yes!
That could not go any better.
The Beast Mortos is here on the air. Beast, how you doing? He sounds very agitated, Vinny.
I'm starting to get the feeling this is not a live call with the Beast Mortos.
The Beast is short-circuited. No!
That's the moon.
¿Cómo estás?
What is happening?
Hello, Brian.
Is this Don Callis?
Rob is using the Meltzer star rating for his urinal visits. Just so you know, I'm 7 stars, baby.
Ah!
So that's it.
If it's 7 stars, I want to see it.
What? Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Lance Storm is joining us here today. What's going on, Lance?
Not much, just a nice sunny day here in Calgary.
Wow, it's very sunny here at Cannon Beach. It's hot, sweating like crazy. But the show must go on, and so I got a lot to talk about here today. First off, an update on Filthy Tom. At this point, at least as of about an hour ago, Filthy was still at the hospital. He's supposed to go home today, but still very nauseated. And so, as a result, he's going to be sticking around till he's no longer nauseated. He did do all of his physical therapy today. So, the surgery yesterday, we are told, went well. And now it's just a matter of him feeling better and getting a chance to head home. So, all's well with Tom, other than him feeling sick, and hopefully he'll be back on his feet, literally, sometime very soon. So all the best to Filthy Tom. When I get more information, I'll let everybody know, but his phone was blown up yesterday. I'm not even sure he's seen any of the text messages yet. I think that, like, every time I tried to look at his phone, he didn't feel well, so
I get like that sometime.
I do, too. I wish I could take this thing and just toss it. All right. Yesterday, what's today? Wednesday, 2 days ago on Observer Radio. A couple of stories I want to give some updates on. So we do have it confirmed. I was talking about this for quite a while, and it is now confirmed. The WWE deal with Peacock for PLEs is going to wrap up with Clash in Paris. And it appears all future events are going to be airing through ESPN. So apparently what happened was they had the deal with Peacock, and they were contracted to X number of pay-per-view dates. And so because this year had 2 nights of SummerSlam, which is an extra PLE, the second night, and because they added the Women's Evolution show, and there might have been another show or two that they added, but I know for sure it was like the second night of SummerSlam and Evolution. They have reached their quota. And so the final show on Peacock is Clash in Paris, and then everything's going to be moving to ESPN. And what that means for Peacock through the end of this deal, which is, I think it's like the middle of 2026, still a lot of questions that need to be answered, such as what's going to happen to the library. I know there's been a lot of discussion that the library may end up going to YouTube. I'm sure there are other people in the running as well, but that is a question yet to be answered. And there is a possibility that different shows will air on Peacock between now and the end of the deal. Saturday night's main events might end up on Peacock. But we'll see about that.
What about NXT PLEs?
NXT, I don't know. That's a question as well. As far as I know, they may continue to air on Peacock. All I know for sure is WWE PLEs, Clash in Paris, that's it. Then they're going to be going to ESPN. So questions still to be answered about the other shows and what's going on through the end of the year for Saturday night's main event and the library and everything else. But that's the update on Peacock and WWE. Also, I got this confirmed as well. So for those of you that were watching the G1, if you watched the Zack Sabre Takeshita semifinal, they did a spot. This was about, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes before the end of the match. And they were doing some striking battle. And, man, I don't know what happened, but Zack Sabre Jr., bam! He hit this guy so hard in the face. And Takeshita went down, and that dude was rocked. And he finished the match. They only had, like, 3 other spots. But one of them was when he did the... what's the name of that move? It's not the Burning Hammer. Whatever he calls his big move. The one they did off the top that ended up kind of turning into a brain buster, and he almost killed Zack Sabre Jr. That was when he was all rocked. So, Zack apparently, by the way, was fine. Filthy actually got that one confirmed. I guess Zack told him he was fine because he was made of rubber. But I guess like Takeshita, when the match was over, like he didn't remember the match. He didn't remember the promo. And so he had to work the next night. And,
That's not good.
The claim from the New Japan side is they checked him out and cleared him. So that's what they said. And he ended up working the finals the next night. And I watched the match, and he seemed fine. If you watch the Zach match, I mean, if you watch from the time that he got hit on, I mean, you can see that guy's not fine. I mean, he falls off the top. They fell off the top rope before they did the near-death brainbuster. And then, like, when he made the cover, he just sat on the guy and, like, pulled the leg, and he's, like, looking out into who knows where. And then, he's down forever, and they're all in checking on the guy. So, like, you could tell he was not in good shape at the end of that match. But, like, if you watch the match on Sunday, I mean, he did seem fine. But I think, everybody, he probably shouldn't have worked the next night.
I would say he definitely shouldn't have, because, again, clearly from your description, he was concussed the first night, and maybe he had recovered for the second, but if something wrong happened in that next match and he were to get concussed again, you're getting into Bret Hart territory.
Yes. That's absolutely what you're doing. So, we have to take him at their word that they checked him out and cleared him, but that is what they said. And he worked the finals and then, got on a plane and headed back. I don't think he has any bookings in the immediate future for AEW. They do have that match at Forbidden Door, which I don't think has been announced yet. But it's basically, there was a challenge to the Don Callis family, like any two members. And so I guess it's possible that they might try and put him in that match. I would not. Especially, why would you put the winner of the G1 on the pre-show anyway? So
that seems bad, yeah.
It seems like a waste. But anyway, one way or the other, I hope he gets a lot of time off after that because, I mean, you could even see watching the semifinals and finals. I mean, Takeshita's awesome, but, like, that dude was beat up. I mean, even before he got whacked, I mean, you could just watch in the Zach match. That guy was beat up because, if you go back, well, yeah, but I mean, if you go back, 10 years, 15 years, whatever, everyone that worked the G1, they were working a pretty regular schedule. But if you look at the schedule nowadays, especially for guys in AEW, I mean, there's no house shows. You may work twice a month, maybe. So, like, I don't think anybody from AEW is, like, in real great ring shape going into the G1. You just don't have the reps. So, he probably went from having one or two matches a month to going into the G1, and all of a sudden he's wrestling this really full schedule of hard matches and going out there and, like, killing himself every night. I mean, you could see that guy needs a break after, I mean, they all need a break, but, I mean, him in particular after getting whacked like that. So that's the update on Takeshita, and all the best to him. All right, that's the big news. We got other stuff coming up when we get back from the break, including some WrestleMania notes, Mercedes looking to add yet another belt, and everything else. We do have a full lineup for Dynamite. We actually have 8 segments announced for the show, which is astounding. The lineup has Moxley, Claudio, and Wheeler versus Tanahashi, Kevin Knight, and Mike Bailey. Tony Storm and Alex Windsor versus Mercedes and Athena. FTR and Brodito on for the AEW Tag Team Eliminator Tournament Finals. Winners get a shot at the belts this weekend. Max Caster Open Challenge. Will Ospreay and Jon Moxley go face-to-face. Hangman Adam Page speaks. We've got Shivani interviewing Copeland and Christian Cage. And Bryan Danielson will be special guest commentator because Taz, his knee's not in great shape, and so he's not going to be doing the trip to overseas. So more on this after the break, everybody. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. I think this show was like the best and worst of AEW.
The earliest story of this show was somebody almost died in every match. I thought MJF's head was going to fall off his body.
It looked like he put his own head into the mat as hard as he could.
Momo kicks Mercedes. Mercedes might have a bruised larynx.
I was certain Swerve had broken his neck.
Man, this dude landed right on his head.
Mariah May versus Toni Storm.
Good Lord.
Mariah gets her hands on a champagne bottle and smashes it right into Tony's crotch.
Some guy in the front row holds up a sign that goes, "For the sickos!"
It sure was.
It's like, well, goddamn, this was for the sickos, all
As
right.
sick as you can get.
Yes.
I did not have glass to the vajayjay on my bingo card.
I don't know why not.
I certainly hope not.
You should have.
What kind of bingo are you playing over there? And the two big screens just read, "The End." This, in hindsight, absolutely should have ended the show.
Maybe it should have. However, I can't guarantee that this match was going to be this good with this much heat 5 hours into the live show.
Well, there's that.
Following all those matches we saw. Like,
true.
every time people say this should main event, it's like, are you sure you want that? Then we had Takeshita and Kenny. Another incredible match.
What is up with they have an announcer that wears a mask?
Oh, no. God, please, not this.
What
Anyway, the match.
What is that about?
I actually was fixing to give Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher the highest star rating on the show, but I would say that by the last 3-4 minutes, I was like, well, you did a little too much here. People are going to be mad, but it's true. We didn't need the Spanish fly off the top of the cage. This match would have been as good or better without it.
The penis first Styles Clash into the tax.
That should be a finish.
That should be a career ender. It is tomb silent.
Oh, yeah, this crowd's dead.
They've seen every single goddamn thing two human beings can do to each other, and now men are grappling.
And Jason here goes, it's go away heat, Brian. He sucks. Listen, do you guys know what go away heat is?
Listen.
There were 11,000 people in this building. It's just like when people hated Jericho. There still is no evidence that he actually ran anybody off. They just didn't want him. Like, there's a difference. You want a different champion, but who is quitting AEW because Jon Moxley retained tonight?
Put the belt on Swerve immediately, as soon as possible. It could be me. It could be you. It could be Mark. Anyone.
I don't want it.
Just, it's run its course.
All right. Golly, this Moxley has heat with these people. What did you think, Mark?
Oh, I'm coming for you now. I punched him in the diverticulitis. Piss like a sprinkler.
Go out, and
forth,
we are going to do
back
what was
and
billed.
forth.
No, not like this.
There was
It's not for me. Why do you like it?
No,
so
Jason.
much? Are you guys on Tony's payroll?
Holy smokes, it's hot. God. Sweatbox of a room here. And you know, I was making all these plans for this weekend because I thought all these shows were on Saturday. They're both on Sunday. So that means I could probably stay here an extra day. So that's at least good. How exciting. All right, new attendance data for this past April's WrestleMania 41 has been revealed. Brandon Thurston reported Wednesday Las Vegas Stadium Authority provided documentation showing Saturday's attendance at 58,538. I got to sneeze, man. 58,538, yep. And Sunday is at 6,103 for a combined 118,641. Thurston noted it is unclear. Anything else going on here today? God, that's why I'm sneezing. Animal hair all over this. Anyway, unclear if these figures reflect tickets distributed or ticket sales, suite attendees, etc. WWE claims 6151 and 61,389. So basically, they inflated it by only about 1,500. So it's not too bad.
Why bother at that point?
I know. That's my question. It's like, if you're going to go big. Why just add 1,500 people? So maybe WWE was a legitimate attendance. If, maybe that counts comps or whatever.
Yeah, family members and stuff. Maybe.
People in the building. By the way, Kevin Nash did a deal. Remember how Bret Hart was upset that they invited him to that show and then they didn't have a seat for him?
SummerSlam, yeah.
And we talked about how he wasn't the only one that ended up getting put in the press area, like Noel Foley and some others were there. Well, Nash explained that actually a whole bunch of us, like I think he claimed that like himself and Undertaker, like they all ended up in one of these suites way up in the middle of nowhere looking at this tiny monitor. So it was not just Bret, although I don't know what everybody else was promised either. I think the promise, Bret claimed the promise was they told him he would have a seat, and then when he got there, he didn't have a seat, and they put him in a suite or whatever. Which I mean that's a seat. There's a seat there.
If as long as there's a chair in the suite, it counts.
Yeah. Dude, I explained they are selling so many tickets that like you can't get people in. Like, if for example, if you want to get your family a good seat at a pay-per-view, you got to somehow get them involved in the angle. So like when Sami Zayn was talking about how we're in my hometown and my wife and my daughter are going to be there, well, I mean, you gotta that'll get him in that front row at least for your match. But like other than that, you ain't getting good seats for anybody at a WWE show nowadays. It's not happening. And even like with Sammy's family, like I talked about, they have that one area. And, if you're going to be involved, like if they're going to show the camera on you or whatever, they only bring you out for that match. And then, like, when the match is over, they get you out of there because they need those seats. So, anyway, it sucks for Bret, but I think the point is he was not singled out, nor was he the only one that this happened to. We got Mercedes. I want to talk to you about this because I got heat, but
Going
maybe you'll
belt?
be on my side.
10?
Mercedes is going for another belt. Rev Pro, as announced at Global Wars UK on Friday, it's Mercedes versus Emerson Jane, title versus title, with Moné's undisputed British women's title and Jane's Discovery Wrestling Scottish Women's Championship, both on the line. Discovery Wrestling is a Scottish indie based in Edinburgh. Match is set up by a challenge that was issued by Jane. So very likely she's going to end up with yet another belt. And, yeah, I mentioned, I don't remember what show it was, but there was a show where she came out with, like, all 8 belts or whatever. And it was like, I didn't like it. Because it's cool when you're collecting belts and you've got, like, 3 major titles. But then when you've got, like, 3 or 4 major titles and then you've got, like, a bunch of indie belts, and a lot of them, I mean, they don't even look as good as, like, the YWF titles. And you're just parading around with all of these belts, and they're so heavy you can't walk. It just, it like jumped the shark from being like really cool to like goofy, is what I thought. And of course, it involves Mercedes, and so people got really mad at me, but I don't think I'm in the wrong here.
Well, I think you're in your age demo because I'm with you in that I think there's a younger generation that just thinks, more belts, more belts, more belts. Everything's great. She's got 27 belts. But I think there's people like you and I who belts are supposed to be prestigious, and an AEW championship or a Ring of Honor championship has a degree of prestige. But if you've never heard of the promotion, never heard of the belt, never heard of the woman she defeated, then it just starts delving into comedy, or at least the lesser belts bring down the ones that are supposed to be important, because when you come out with 10 belts, if you think they're all equal, chances are the 2 or 3 important ones get brought down to the 6 or 7 less important ones rather than the other way around. Because if you can't actually name the championships, it's like, what do they mean? But I think there is a younger demo of fans that just think more belts is better. If the company has 57 belts, then that's awesome because 57 people get to have belts, or Mercedes gets to have 25 of them.
Hey, could you talk about something real quick?
Sure. Do you have any suggestions on what I might talk about real quick?
Anything you want. Talk about NXT real quick. Let me just do this
Okay.
real fast. It'll take 2 seconds.
All right, we'll start the NXT report. I think the thing that struck me most about NXT, the building was cool. It's always nice when they aren't in the Performance Center. But I'm curious how many people noticed there was no hard camera. They had a ton of cameras, but there wasn't actually the one fixed hard camera that was your default shot. And that was the first thing when I watched the show. I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, fans are only on one side. They enter from the side. I'm like, where's the hard camera? Is like on the stage? And they had, I think, 2 handhelds on the stage that functioned sort of as the hard camera, but there wasn't a fixed camera. And I found it disorienting because you're sort of always looking for that frame of reference on what, what's left, what's right, what's front, what's back. And it constantly changed, which gave it a really bizarre atmosphere that I don't know if I've ever had in wrestling. I actually did a show at this pavilion for, it was one of the Teddy Hart spin-off Hart Legacy things. And they would often switch cameras from one side of the ring to the other, which was bizarre because you'd be running right to left and the camera would switch and you're going the other direction. And while they didn't do that at NXT, there were moments where you're disoriented as far as which is front, which is back, which is left, and which is right. But it was nice to see it in a different environment. And some of the matches I really liked, others I didn't as much. But it's nice to actually watch NXT because there is so much crossover now with TNA and NXT that I feel like I need to keep up with the crossover because if you aren't watching the shows, JC Jane, an NXT woman, has the TNA Knockouts title, and good old Tricky William, as Santino likes to call him, is the TNA World Champion. So we've got a lot of crossover. And last night we got to see the Elegance brand fighting Fatal Influence with Masha Slamovich as referee. And we got to see Trick Williams in a number 1 contenders match with Bryan's boy, Javon Evans. And I'm assuming Bryan won't rant and rave because his boy picked up a W for a change. Although, man, kid took some bumps that scared the living bejesus out of me, including a big bump from the top rope where he was supposed to hit the desk, I assume, but overshot a little bit, and I thought the poor kid was dead, but he seems to be like Zack Sabre Jr., made of rubber, because dude's bouncy, and he bounced around and survived, but it was a really good show. I think the first match was, and again, I don't watch NXT regularly, a big, was it Josh Briggs against Inamura, the former tag team partners in a hardcore match that, again, beat the bejesus out of each other. And big Mr. Briggs picked up the win with a moonsault off the top through a table. And because I am that old man that is a stickler for detail, pinned him with only one shoulder on the mat because the other one was still caught up in all the table. So it was a little frustrating for me. But as far as Philadelphia, giving them the hardcore ECW style match, it was pretty good with the moonsault through the table finish. I'm trying to think what was next up. Oh, we had Ricky Saints. I didn't make notes. I'm doing this by memory, which is actually pretty good for me. Ricky Saints versus, what's his name? Jasper Troy. For some reason, Bryan hates the name Jasper Troy, but I actually think it's a good name. And he's a big old piece of meat. Large man fighting Ricky Saints. And he's from Evolve. And it was a decent enough match. And Ricky Saints picked up the big win. So Ricky Saints continuing his move up the card. Then we had, I believe, again, I don't recall the specifics of the promos, but we had the Elegance brand, Heather, Ash, and M, but we can discuss that match when we get back from the break. Wrestling Observer Live on Sports Byline Radio.
Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. What was up with this week? Everyone thinking Monday was Tuesday.
That was just
Everyone?
you, sir.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it happened, it was like I got all these people that were messaging me going, my God, I thought it was Tuesday too today. It was like something happened with like the moon or something, and it caused everybody to think that Monday was Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, God, am I losing it?
Yes.
Have you ever lost something and gave up all hope before finding it in an obvious place?
Yeah, my mind. I went to go make her the quesadilla, and I opened up the pantry, and there's no tortillas. Looked down on the ground, and there's the package that they used to be in, but there's no tortillas. So I call Hanale over, and she says, well, I didn't know how to close the bag.
Uh-oh.
So I put them all in a box of light bulbs. I said, why did you put them in a box with light bulbs? Swear to God, she goes, if that box is good enough for light bulbs, it's good enough for tortillas. And I said, no, that's not worse. I open the box, these tortillas are hard as a rock.
She is so your daughter.
Crumbling to dust.
It's insane.
God.
I lost my wallet at the Alamo Dome. The next day, I got a call from an usher that he found it. When I met up with him, everything was still in it. He refused to accept any money from me.
Wow.
Wow. I once lost my wallet, El Segundo.
Lantian says Big Dave's sanity.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he found it then. It's right there. It's never lost.
99% of the time, no matter where I park, I always know exactly where it is. But there's always that 1% of the time where is my car?
Dude.
And it's like in a bizarre place. Like, what was going on? All right, Granny, what do we got?
We need to buy you a machine that you speak into, and it converts your voice into text.
Oh, my God.
So you don't have to write it down anymore.
Absolutely not.
And then I think even better, we put that text into a text-to-voice app and have it read her.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. Stacy Keebler, her and Tori had a eggnog fight. Just a minute here.
Okay.
Looks my page.
Then he looks completely depressed over there.
Take something from down below.
Mind your own business.
They're like...
Ray Kinsella builds a baseball field
Field
on
of
his...
Dreams. Kevin Costner.
Baseball.
James Earl Jones.
If you build it, they will come.
Iowa.
Oh, all right.
You didn't let me finish the question, Brian.
She's right.
Oh, she yells at me. Ah, God. What do you guys need me for? Lance, you should just take over this show. I may need you to take over the show again. We got another disaster. Paige, you gotta wait. She's got a sliver in her foot. Needs help.
Oh, she'll be fine.
I apologize for my unprofessional behavior, but long story short, like, they do these after-school programs at Paisley School, and there's a theater program that she's wanted to do for 4 years now, and every single time, it's like immediately sold out. And today, oh my God, go downstairs! We don't have any. Go downstairs. Oh my God, anything else? So anyway, we got like the link and everything to try to get today, and like at noon, it was going to go live. So, of course, the show starts at noon. And like I was like, oh my God, I'm going to try and do this. So I tried to do it right before the show started, which was why I was in such a state when the show began. The link's broken. So like, I can't do anything. So they finally send the corrected link like in the middle of the show. And I knew if I wait till the show is over, they're going to be gone. Like every spot is going to be gone. And so sure enough, I click on the link and I go to sign up. There was one spot left. And so I was in the middle of feverishly filling it out while you did this NXT report.
But you got her the spot?
I got her the spot.
Attaboy. Good dad.
After 4 years, she's finally going to be doing 101 Dalmatians. So, there you go. I do got to mention one thing because I didn't hear much of your report. I was feverishly typing and sweating. I'm like sweating like crazy. But you said I was going to be happy with the Javon thing.
He won.
Dude. God. I hated it. I didn't hate it, but this was exactly... Here's the thing, okay? So, Javon... I mean, how much of this show do you watch? Javon's like special, right?
Yeah, he got the win. He didn't necessarily get put over.
I know, but the point is, like, he's a special talent. Right? You'd have to be blind not to see this.
I would put Trick in that category, too.
Well, he is, too, but he's like champion. Javon has never won any of these belts, okay? And you know, you can just see, unless you're like totally blind, all right, this guy is special, okay? This guy is special. But like, he fails and they beat him, and he fails and they beat him, and it's like, oh my God. Like, I got it. It worked one time for Bryan Danielson because you guys were stupid. And then, like, you know, the fans forced you to do it, and then you did it, and you took credit for it. Now you book like that, okay? But, like, you guys know how to get a guy over. You did it with Cody. You've done it with Trick. What are you doing with Javon? Like, why are you being incompetent? So, last week, they had that 8-man, okay? And it's with these nerds, you know, God bless them. But, like, in storyline, they're just geeks. They always lose. You know, this, can't remember what they're called. Dark State, okay? So they do this match with Dark State. And, you know, what happens? Javon goes to tag Trick. Trick drops off the apron. And Javon's by himself. And these freaking geeks pin him, okay? I'm like, oh, my God. Like, you would never have done this with Steve Austin. You would never have done this with Cody. You would never have done this with, like, you know what I mean? He would have been deserted by the guy. The heels would have tried to do whatever. He would have turned the tables, hit his move, and then he'd have, like, yelled at Trick on the thing, and they would have bantered back and forth. Because these guys are facing each other on this show in a match where the winner is going to go and face Oba for the title, okay? So it's like, okay, so what? He's going to beat Trick? So he's going to beat Trick after losing to these nerds. Why would you do that? Okay, so anyway, fine, whatever. They don't know what they're doing. So he goes to face Trick in this match, and, like, what happens? Trick beats him, and he 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 beats him. And then finally, Trick is going to go to finish him off. He's going to go to hit his finish, and he starts running,
points at him.
And he freezes. And he looks over. It's the wall, brother! No, it's Santana. But, like, he's frozen in fear. And then, boom, Javon hits 2 moves and he pins him. And then the moment he gets this pin, the show is off the air. They ran out of time. I was just like, could this have been any, like, the only way it could have been worse is if Javon would have lost. But, like, at the very least, they should have ended the match 3 or 4 minutes early, give Javon the mic, and let him cut a promo. Dude, he's going for the world title on Sunday. There's no shows between now and then.
Damn.
Like, that's it. That's the build to his title shot. He lucked his way into a finish, and they went off the air. They had no celebration. They didn't even raise his arm. They were off the air. So it's not even like there's a week of television for him to, you know, bring it on home and do his big promo and There's nothing. It's done. That's it. So, no, I didn't like it. It's like he should have won last week. He should have won this week and then did the big promo. And then we're, like, excited for this big match coming up on Sunday with Obafemi. As it is, he got beat by nerds last week. He eked out a victory this week, and then they went off the air. He didn't get a celebration. He didn't get a promo. They didn't even put a graphic on the screen. Javon's going for the world title. It's just like, that's it. It's just happening on Sunday. So anyway, Brian Rose says at least he didn't get beat down. He might have. The show was off the air. I don't even know. So no, I did not like that. It's like, can you? This is so easy, and they've made it so hard with Javon. They've made it. It's like they build this barrier of difficulty in front of getting over a guy who like is already over, but like you just keep beating him. You're like trying to prevent him from getting over the level he could be at. Anyway, irritating. Go ahead and finish the review. You were doing great. I'll jump in.
All right, we were at the 6-person, the Elegance brand versus Fatal Influence with Masha as the referee. I thought the match was quite good. And in the end, there was, I believe, Ash had a visual pin, but Masha was not paying attention. And then that led into JC Jane hitting her forearm elbow of death. And JC Jane picked up the win. And at Heat Wave, we're going to get Masha versus Ash versus JC Jane and see if we can bring that TNA women's title home, the Knockouts title. Let's see. And then I think it was just the main event. I don't recall if there was another match in there. Do you have notes, Brian?
Yeah, it was, well, I mean, there's stuff with Dark State and Ave and everything like that, but Ethan Page and the Secret Hervis was, yes. Right prior to the main event. Elegance Brand and Fatal Influence. JC won.
Yes.
I'm thinking she's losing the title on Sunday.
That would not break my heart. I would like to see a TNA championship coming back home.
It's time.
And I will go out, and again, I have no knowledge with creative whatsoever. I'm picking Ash.
Could be, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the Secret Hervis promo was Ethan Page, Secret Hervis, and the Olympians under their fake names. Mm-hmm. It was fine.
Tara Mensastock pulled a Bubba Ray Dudley. She said she was the first ever Olympic gold medalist.
That's what she said, yes.
She forgot the clarifying part that makes it a true statement.
I think there have been 2,000 years of previous Olympic gold medalists, but...
was she just the first female gold medalist in wrestling, or is it African-American female American wrestler? She's the first something.
Yeah, she is the first something, but she's not the first Olympic gold medalist. So we can say that
there's been several of those.
And I just, this is such a WWE thing where not only do they change the name of the Olympic gold medalist in wrestling and the Olympian in wrestling, but their big move is an ankle lock, which has never been used in any Olympics ever because it's not a wrestling move. It's a jiu-jitsu move. But because Kurt Angle used it, I guess now it's like a wrestling move, even though it's not. So that was that. And yeah.
Is Tara Mensastock good in the ring?
I think she's all right. I haven't seen a lot of her.
Extremely green, though, I assume.
I think she's probably pretty green. I mean, a lot of people are really green nowadays. Just no reps.
And am I using her real name? I'm using her real name, right? Or is that...
Her real name is Tamira Mensastock. Tyra May Steele.
Is the fake one, okay.
Is her gimmick name. Yeah. I did like how her promo began. We are sick of you bloviating.
College word.
Yeah. I also like the segment with Miles Bourne and Lexus King. It was so wacky. Lexus King walks up to Miles and he goes, "I just want to apologize, Miles. It was wrong. It takes a man to admit he was wrong. I was insensitive to your condition. I was mad about losing to you. Took it out on you. I just didn't know how you could wrestle at such a high level, being both deaf and blind." And Miles says something. And I think Miles, I think... I have a feeling that Miles was supposed to say something, but he said something else, because Lexus then repeats the line. He goes, "I just didn't know how you could wrestle at such a high level, being both deaf and blind." And then Miles goes, "Oh, hold on a second. I'm deaf, but I'm not blind." And then Lexus goes, "You are now!" And he sprays something in his eye. I was like, oh my God. That was so corny. But the feud must continue.
Yes.
I thought it was over.
He tried to blind a man and you laughed and thought it was corny.
Because it was stupid. You are now. It's like, what a third grade gimmick. Sorry, I didn't know you were deaf and blind. And the guy says, I didn't know you were deaf and blind. The guy goes, I'm not blind. You are now. It's like third graders on the recess would do that. All right. A couple of other notes here. I've been out to lunch on this show. I'm doing my best, everybody. So Sami Zayn has switched to SmackDown, and LA Knight has now switched to Raw. Does it matter?
Not really.
No. I actually like the brand extension much better this way. It's like everybody is assigned to a certain brand. You're there most of the time. If you're needed on another show for whatever reason, you just go there. And then you return to the brand that you were on. This is so much better than, you're forced to be on a brand. They claim you're there permanently. They claim there's one show a year where people go back and forth, even though there's not. And then Vince is all weird about it back in the day. And it's like, well, if he's going to be on SmackDown, we got to come up with something. So they would come up with 5 times a year. Somebody can, and they'd forget about that. And then they'd have another loophole or whatever. And it's like, just let him go to the show, dude. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to anybody but you.
It's actually a lot like NXT and TNA. People are generally in their place, but occasionally they cross over.
Yes, exactly. You have TNA talent. You have NXT talent. If someone needs to go to one show, they go there. Someone needs to stay on another show, they go there. Much better that way. All right,
Keeps the show exciting.
Yes, it does. Speaking of excitement, we'll be back with more of this exciting show, Observer Live. Check out this free video and make sure you hit like and subscribe.
If Truth didn't have the best weekend in this company, then Mr. Iguana did.
Oh, yeah, this guy is over, dude.
We'll get to him in the Worlds Collide review, but
he's got merch up on WWE shop.
He's going to make so much
He's got these
money.
Kids that want to see more Mr. Iguana.
Yeah. So
his face paint is so funny.
I must stop you right here. It's not face paint.
Oh, would you stop?
It's head paint.
Yeah, it looks,
he paints his whole damn head.
It looks like he gets held upside down and they just dunk his head in green paint.
Yes.
It's absolutely bizarre.
And when he's not wrestling, he wears the round silver spectacles.
Yes.
And
he
flicks his tongue constantly.
Yes.
As an iguana would. And Del Toro and Octagon do whatever, and people are patient, but they don't care. And then Iguana tags in, and they are hyped. It took about 7 seconds to make himself my favorite luchador. He starts, I forget who he's in there with, but the guy offers a handshake, and so he licks it because he's an iguana, and then he gets hit with a shoulder tackle, or it's a chop. He takes a chop, he drops to his back, he sticks all 4 limbs straight in the air.
Yes.
He's playing dead like an iguana would. So then he brings in the puppet. I didn't get the puppet's name. I should have used it 50 times. But it's an iguana puppet that he thinks is real. Well, sometimes.
Already up on WWE shop.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know if Harley Cameron's doll is on the AEW?
I do not know.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there.
So he starts doing spots with the puppet in his mouth. He lets the puppet try to get the pin. And amidst all the silliness, Conan says, you know this, Mr. Iguana, he's most popular with children.
I liked how as soon as the puppet started doing spots, Corey Graves goes, is that legal in Mexico? And without skipping a beat, Conan goes, yes.
Low on the list of things you will see in a Lucha Libre match, especially in AAA. So he starts using the puppet more as a weapon, or as a distraction, I should say. But it ends up with Lindsay Dorado getting a hold of this puppet, and he snaps, and he stomps the puppet, and he grabs the puppet, and he Spanish flies the puppet. This crowd is outraged. They're pissed. They're furious. But you know he's even more pissed and furious.
It got more heat than anything else. Maybe on the entire show,
Mr.
actually.
Goddamn Iguana.
They were
who's
furious.
Seething, and his eyes are breaking out, and he snaps and just rips ass. He grabs his own lizard and is whipping these guys with it. And then they remember it's just a puppet, and they stop selling.
This was a very, very fun match. I liked it a lot. And there's a lot to learn here about marketing.
Yeah.
I don't know how I made it through this show. Because of Lance. Lance saved the day today.
I got your
Good job, brother. Well, you're here tomorrow to save the day and Friday as well.
I can be if you need
I need
me,
you
yes,
all week if possible.
I'll be here.
All right, excellent. Well, you know what? I am going to be back at 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern today for After Dark Radio. It is live today, and we do have a guest. So hopefully I make through this show without an issue. But Richard Spence is going to join us on the program today. He's been on Coast to Coast AM, and we're going to be talking about secret societies. That's coming up today on After Dark Radio. 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern. Sports Byline Broadcasting, as well as twitch.tv/F4W video, video.f4wonline.com. However you're listening to this show right now, you can listen to After Dark Radio. So that's coming up in about an hour. So I'll be back for that. And then later on tonight with Dave. And then Observer Live tomorrow and Friday. And I believe Brian Rose will join me on Thursday night for the Bryan and Bryan show, AEW Dynamite NXT. Because Vinny has gone for 4 shows. He's heading to Forbidden Door, actually. He's going to be there. They're on vacation. And he's going to Forbidden Door. So that's the plan for that. And then we'll figure out the rest of everything as well. But lots of stuff coming up, so check it out, everybody. And Lance, of course, got Impact on Thursday, so check that out. And we'll talk about that more tomorrow on Thursday's show. So thank you, Lance. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll talk to you next time, Wrestling Observer Live.